Hey YouTube, Harky Gaming PC here. I mean Harky PCs. We're here with a sleeper build with some specs like a 2060 12 gig. Now, before we start, this is a Lenovo ThinkCentre. We've already opened it, which means we've got to disconnect everything inside from the power supply. Otherwise, we get problems because we're putting a new power supply in, and I'm going to stand up to do this. Makes it a lot easier, my job then. So we have a 910T here, and I've checked if this will fit. It will, with a bit of cable management. We are going to unscrew the power supply first, because it's not got power, which makes sense. We're going to leave the CPU as is. We'll do the CPU upgrade later. We don't have a CPU on hand, but what we do have is the graphics card, the power supply and the adapters. So we'll take the power supply out first because that's a crucial upgrade. Never forget to do your power supply. I'm using a Halford's Advanced Toolkit for this because I bought it at work. Now, PCs like these, they are called MTs because they're big, but they look small. Now, we can fit a whole graphics card in here, 2-slot GPU. We have an NVMe and Wi-Fi somehow. I don't know where the Wi-Fi is, but now that we can slide the PSU out, we need to unplug everything from it. Now with a sleeper build, usually you don't record them because if people say that it's a sleeper, then it's not a sleeper. That's sleeper rule number one. There's cable management too, which is going to make it really hard to get to some components, like that. And then you've got zip ties. Now I don't have any crimps, so I'll be right back. Now back with the scissors, because we don't have any crimpers. Now I appreciate the person who owned this before me did do cable management. It's really good, but if someone's buying one of these now, you know it's a sleeper. Now we have another zip tie, but we are pulling on the antennas too, which is a problem. Now, if this will just come out without a problem, then I can talk you through the upgraded PSU. Because minimum we need is a 550 and recommended is a 600. So you know what we've gone for? 1,000, I'm joking, 650. Now we've done this on a budget, and that budget was 400 quid. This cable ties are being a bit annoying. So I'll cut back to you when we got it off. It turned out we didn't need to cut that one. It was just being in the way because it likes being in the way. So now that we've got our power supply out, we need to have a look at these wires because they're in the way of our GPU. So you know what, we'll fit the GPU now, which won't work because these are hard wires. Which means unplugging a lot more. Thanks, Lenovo. Right, if I move those like that, we should just be able to slot our graphics unit in. But they're still in the way. So what do? We give up and give defeat to it. Joking, we never do that. We take every cable out that we need to. Oh yeah, they've got secure lock on them. That makes sense. Make sure that's down so you can get a GPU in. And also make sure to take these out. These little covers, I don't know how they come out on a Lenovo. Because my last build was a flop. I really should have studied before this, but nevertheless, we'll just get some adapters. And by that I mean, get this thing open. Ah, bloody hell, one of the screws has come in there. My watch has 9% left. We got the new 11. All these are pauses, great, and Phillips. So, go back to the toolbox and get the negatives. Just when you think you're gonna have an easy day. Pop it out with the end of this. Never do that. Yeah? So we've got these out. I think we have enough room for our GPU. There. GPU is in. Now for power supply, we've gone with a C650. Now like you keep seeing is from my motion sensor Lenovo Legion 5. There's a power supply, goes in there like that. So we need to open it somehow. There we go. Corsair. I don't need to read that. You do though. Power cable that you need to use for these. Now it's a non-modular. Now do any of you know what non-modular means? I do. You can't add anything else to the PSU. There's our PSU. So we need to take this rubber band off. Hang on, now we cut it. Never actually cut near a new power supply because that'll damage your cables. Now that we've untied those, get the new PSU in position 1. If it'll let me. Seems as if the screws go the other way on this one. Wait a minute, that's suffocating the fan. Never mind, we have enough room. Now there are 5 signs that the PC is a sleeper. 1, it's ginger. I'm joking. Number 1, power supply. Look at the back. If it seems different to silver, it's in a different case to what a black power or yellow or whatever colour it is. Not silver though. That's usually your first hint. There we go. Swap the pieces. Once the PSU's in, we'll connect everything. Now there is an adapter for this one for your 24 pin, which I recommend using. Now with these PSUs, you want to screw them in opposite ways. Now don't repeat what Linus does if you're new to building PCs, because you can damage components. What he does is them stood up. What I do is I'm lying down. For one reason. Safety. Number 1 rule, I'm all about safety with computers. Make one mistake, you go back. But with a computer, one mistake could equal the whole system. You can end up with never-ending blue screens. Two should hold it in, but you're best going for all of them for security reasons. Unless you can't. Why not? Because the power supply is a deadly laser. Now it's not. It's got a protective layer. Now we're putting in the silver screws that come stock with this, not with the power supply, because it looks nicer. Now I've got Molex connectors upon Molex connectors, but this is the most important one. Your 24 pin 12 volt adapter. Ta-da, 10 pin. There, like so. And 10 pin to 10 pin action. Just like anyone else, it's struggling to perform. Now, I've never had this happen before when building a PC, but there's a cable in the way. The power supply is a deadly laser. I'll cut back to you when I've got it in. Now that we're back, all I can say is time to plug the PC together. Wait a minute, that didn't make sense. But you know what I meant. Ah, fuck. All of it's supposed to go in together, like so. Just go in. You've done this before. I know you can do it. Just go in the hole. Like, come on. It's not that hard. That's what she said. Your CPU pins. Oh shit. We need an adapter, do we? Hang on. Do we need an adapter? Hang on. Does it say you can split it into a 4-pin? There we go, we split it. What are the advantages of a sleeper PC? You can modify it anytime you need. Disadvantages, everything. Now that we've got everything plugged in, we're not gonna cable manage. Everything should be in. I mean, everything. And I have an idea. This idea might not work. This idea might work. Put this on r/subtle foreshadowing. My idea worked. We got the connector through the case, which means it will close, hopefully. What do you mean, hopefully?
Catch it.
Got it? My idea worked. We got it in. Not. You know what? It's time to call in the greatest technician that ever lived to sort this out. Or not. We're fine. Totally fine. Now time to put the front panel back on. Oh sugar. Oh sugar honey iced tea. I think that's gonna write the drive out. We've got it up. We've got it closed with the GPU in. And you can see an antenna. We're going to be using HDMI for the setup. Now I'm not guaranteeing it will work straight away, but it will work at some point. We're going to set it up with Windows. The question is, do I have DisplayPort or DisplayPort or DisplayPort or HDMI? I have all of them. Now we've got to screw all this back together. Be careful not to cross thread. There's our power supply. That's what you look out for, and that. When your mate says, I've just got a brand new office PC, do you want to have a game on it? Look for that and that. But don't look for that, those are USBs. Which they included by manufacturer. Now I'm going to cut the video here and do everything else on the PC. So we now have the system running Windows down here. This is a cover. Everything's in there. And we are launching 3D Mark. Now it is a 2060. I can prove all the specs here. Core i5, 8 gigs of RAM. We need to upgrade that. SATA H drive, NVMe, Wi-Fi, and a 2060, 12 gig. Let's get to the testing. Once it loads, what's Steam doing? Launching, running install script. So we'll get back to you when it's on. So this is a full $300 PC only build, or 300 GBP I meant. 340 total, just keeping the chip stock. 100 quid for the computer if you haggle down. 175 for the 20 series. 60 quid for your power supply, and 8 quid for your adapter. So we'll get 3D Mark launch and then we'll go through Time Spy really quick. So now we're getting the results here. And remember, this is not with the best CPU, but you should apparently be able to get 80 FPS more in 1440p, less than 30 on Fortnite, so change it to 1080p and 80 FPS. Your GPU is bottlenecked by your CPU. I am going to upgrade the CPU to an i7 and put more RAM in. But as you can see, the only point where it spikes is at the end because it turns all the sensors off. And I don't think it's got smart overclocking on anyway. But yeah guys, that'll be it for today. We've done the PC, we've done the recording for it. And to be honest, it's got a good Time Spy score, you just need more RAM. I will do the process of that later. I'll show you how to install that, and I'll also show you how to install a new CPU later. This has been Harky PCs. I'm signing off.